Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss an important topic: how much it costs to live in the UAE. Dubai is not in top 10, but it's on top 20 of the most expensive cities. Number 18 and Abu Dhabi number 43 in the list. Both have seen fairly significant increases in the ranking since last year. Yeah, actually that's true. So when I moved here in 2021, like post-COVID years, I managed to get like a very good deal on my rent. So that's why I could afford to live in Dubai Marina, which is quite lavish, I would say, a touristic area. And then something happened with the prices and costs. Like a lot of Russians came to the region, and then people sort of like started moving from Europe and etc. Population grew in general, so the prices have increased. Like let's say rent increased by 20 to 30% in 2022 to 2023. Now in 2024, I'm gonna pay more for my rent, and I'm gonna pay more for the groceries and etc. So let's have a split how much it will cost you to live. Let's review the article by Property Finder. They say the housing will cost you, studio apartment will cost you from 30 to 50,000 dirhams per year, which is quite fair. I would agree with that. Any area, any good area would cost you that amount of money. Two-bedroom apartment, 80,000 to 100,000 dirhams per month for those of you who have families or those who work from home and they need extra space. Yeah. Four-bedroom villa, 200,000 to 265,000 dirhams. Yes, I agree with this. Of course, there are more options for the living, like you can rent a room, you can have a housemate, you can live in Sharjah and travel to work every day, which is an option for you if you are a social person. Like to me, it's never an option because I socialize, I have a lot of friends, and I have events which I attend, and I cannot live without it. The next expense is your transport. Now, if you are using a public transport, which is quite sufficient in the UAE, depending on the location, again, if you don't have a metro line next to your office or your house, then you're screwed. Then you need to spend extra time on the bus, you need to spend extra time on taxi, you have to walk, and it's very difficult to walk during summertime, even spring, even early autumn. It's like it's challenging. Yeah, so metro card will cost you around 350 dirhams per month. The car, okay, cars are tricky. So basically you will spend around 43,000 to 100,000 dirhams on a used Nissan Altima, okay, from 2018 or 2019. It will cost you around 3,750 per month, which will be your either monthly payment, or if you want to rent, you will end up paying approximately the same amount. Utilities, okay, the diwa, the internet and everything. So me, I'm spending 311 dirhams per month for a high quality internet at home. Basic phone plan, I do not have a basic plan would cost you maybe 50 dirhams per month, but to me, I work in marketing and I need my connection everywhere I go to, so I spend around 250 dirhams per month on that. Basic utilities such as cooling, heating, electricity, garbage, and etc. It will cost you around 700 dirhams per month. Groceries, again, it depends. Like, would you like, are you eating Wagyu beef every day, or you're a vegetarian, then you'll spend less. If you are ready to cook at home all of your meals, like, what do you fancy? Like, to me, my pleasure is a sparkling water. Like, I spend on that a lot, but I do save on a quality of meat. Like, I don't buy Wagyu beef, I just buy a regular local beef. I personally spend around 1,200, 1,500 per month, but I do feed, there are 3 people in my household. It's me, my daughter, and a nanny. Insurance is usually paid by your employer. However, if you are a freelancer, you will spend basic insurance for about 800 to 1,200 dirhams per year. And if you will, God forbid, get sick, if you want to fix your teeth, which happened to my mom when she was traveling, she was a tourist here, we spend around 800 dirhams to fix one of the tools. You go to a hospital, if you don't have a very good insurance, you end up spending about 500 dirhams. This is from my personal experience, like doing the checks, blood tests, or any other tests like an x-ray. And if you want to buy like a Panadol, it will cost you around 10 to 20 dirhams. And yeah, so anytime my daughter is getting sick, I would spend around 350 dirhams, including medications and different treatments. Leisure. So if you are willing to invest in the gym, it will cost you around 300 dirhams per month. But most of the condos here, they have quite decent gyms, so you can actually go there if you're doing some basic exercises and all. The personal trainer, offline trainer, would cost you around 100 to 300 dirhams per session. You can go for online. Online will cost you like 50% cheaper for that. Now a cinema ticket will cost you around 45 dirhams per person, plus the same amount, I would say 45 dirhams if you want to buy a popcorn and a drink and anything else like a bundle will be around 90 dirhams per visit per person. Average restaurant meal, again, you can go to like a fancy restaurant with Asian food or any other food, you will spend like you can spend 700 dirhams per person, but I would say on average 350 dirhams if it's a decent restaurant, and if you want to have a full meal and you want to have like one drink or two drinks. Schools, if you have kids, then I have a good news for you. It's very expensive here to have a kid. So there are three types of schools here. There's a public schools which are not available for residents, so we should not even consider that. There are British curriculum schools which are slightly more expensive. You'll end up paying from 17,000 dirhams up to 70,000, and American schools, I would say the same amount. There are Indian schools which will be cheaper, but obviously those schools are only for Indians. I mean, other nationalities are welcome to go there, but why would you send your kid to an Indian school if you are non-Indian? So the Indian schools will cost you like 10 to 30,000 dirhams per year. And the older your child, the higher the cost of the school will be. Plus, in addition to the school, you will have a uniform cost, which will be around 500 dirhams. You will have a bus fee, which will be any amount from 3,000 to 8,000 dirhams per year. And meals are not included to the school fee, so you have to like pack lunches and everything for your kid. Okay, now as per this article, the average monthly costs for rent 2,500 to 4,170, utilities 1,000 dirhams, groceries 1,025 dirhams, leisure 650 to 1,500, transport 400 to 1,500. I would say it's higher. If you have a car, it will be around 3,000 dirhams per month. And in total, 5,600 to 9,225 for a single person. It is fair, but you have to be very, very smart with your spendings, and you have to somehow plan ahead your budget, and you have to, you cannot like spend anything extra. If your salary is in that bracket, it's going to be very difficult. So in that case, I advise you not to move to Dubai for this salary. You can have like a side income or side hustle, etc. For a couple, so the rent will be around 5,000 to 9,000 dirhams. Yes, that is fair. Utilities 1,380. Yeah, approximately. Yeah, I would agree. Groceries 2,250. Yes and no, depending. You can spend less on groceries, as I mentioned earlier. Leisure 1,000 to 1,500. Again, you can have zero leisure, but then you'll have a boring life, or you can have a lot more leisure, depending on transport. Couples 8,000 to 1,800 dirhams. Again, for transport, you will end up paying much more. I would say just consider up to 3,000 dirhams if you have a car. If you don't have a car, and if you don't go out, and like you will still pay 1,200 dirhams per month per person. Family of four, rent will be any amount from 5,900 to 12,000. Yes, that's fair. Utilities 2,760. Yes, that is fair too. Groceries 4,000. Yes, for family of four. Leisure 2,000 to 3,000 dirhams. Transport 1,500 to 3,700. Now here, if you have a family of four, how would you imagine that you will have just a one car, right? If you have yourself, your spouse, and two kids, and your two of your kids are, let's say, teenagers, or you have to drop them to different like gymnastics and cinema, and you have to have two cars at least, or your spouse has to be a full-time housewife or house husband. Not possible. So you will have to have two transports, and you will end up paying double the cost. Education, now here they're putting like 6,000 to 12,000 dirhams per month for two people. Yeah, if for two kids, yeah, maybe if you get like a cheaper school, then yes. So total for a family of four, they're saying you should make around 22,000 to 37,000 dirhams per month. What is the conclusion of this video? Yes, if you are a single person moving to Dubai and you have at least 5 years of international experience, then you should start working for a minimum of 10 to 12,000 dirhams if you want to meet ends, and most probably you won't be able to either enjoy life or save money. If you are like a family of two, you and your partner, let's say, if both of you are making together 30,000 dirhams per month, then yes, you should definitely move here. If you are a family of four and you are the only one who is bringing income to the house, it's going to be challenging for you, even with a salary of 25,000 dirhams. So you have to be considerate. So that is the minimum expenses. Also, don't forget that you would like to save some amount of money here and there. You might want to travel back home, you might have an emergency, you might have like need to travel back home to your country, or bring anyone of your relatives here. You might want to have a vacation once in a while. Just take into consideration all of these things before moving to Dubai. Now let's look at the costs, which are not mentioned in the article, but you will face them. Is visa expenses. Visa expenses, if you have dependent or you are a freelancer, I talk more about how to get a freelancer visa, and you can watch that video here. You are an employee and you have dependents, and you need to check with your employer, like the visa costs are going to be covered for your dependents, for etc. If you want to have a help, the help is not included here, like a nanny or a maid. The nanny or a maid will cost you around 1,000 to 1,500 dirhams per month. That's just the salary. Plus, you will spend 8,000 dirhams for a visa. You will spend again 1,000 dirhams for her medical checkup, and then you need to buy her a flight ticket every year. That's the law in the UAE. So take into consideration that as well. Another expenses which are not mentioned here, different type of deposits. So you will pay 2 months deposit of your rent. The petrol is not included here. So the petrol I spend per week like 150 to 300 dirhams, depending on like how much I travel in a week, but per week I would spend 150 for sure, like that's the minimum. Clothing is not included here. So the shopping in Dubai is quite expensive. Even the mass market brands like Zara and H&M are more expensive than in Europe. Here, the attractions which you see in Dubai, like anywhere you go to, you are so willingly spending money on different stuff which you don't actually need, but because you are surrounded with this luxury and you're surrounded with this lifestyle, people end up spending on staycations at the hotel. they end up spending fancy restaurants. If you are a man, then I don't know how men survive in Dubai, because you need to, like, if you want to take out a lady on a date, you're gonna end up spending like 700 dirhams. That's the minimum. Attending events and attending weddings and birthday parties as well, so you need to spend on that too. The cancellations fees are there. Like, for example, for me to cancel my mobile plan, a yearly mobile plan, I have to spend 600 dirhams just to cancel my plan. Yeah, I know that Dubai is based on my personal experience and my friends and my acquaintances all over the world, like, Dubai is not the worst place to live right now in terms of making money and cost of living, because a lot of my friends and family who live in Europe, they say that it's very difficult right now there, because the cost of living is keep on increasing and increasing. So moving to UAE is an option for them, so a lot of them are moving here. In terms of career, you can actually grow here. You can get a job here. Like, in my own country, I was struggling just to get a job. Like, people are struggling to find a good high paying job, but it's not an issue for Dubai, for UAE in general. You can get a good job, and the salaries and the pay is, in my opinion, is fair, and hiring process and it's is transparent, and the companies are eager to hire international people, which is a key. Like, comparing, if me being a Kazakh moving to Canada or European country or America somewhere, like, I would struggle to get a job. I believe so, because I'm not a citizen. I I am not a native speaker, and yeah, but in the UAE, it is possible, and people are happy to hire you. There's a diversity clause in companies, so companies are actually obliged to hire as many different nationalities as possible. So there are very, very good chances for you to grow here, to build your career here. If you are a single person and your salary will be approximately 10,000 dirhams, it is a good chance for you to grow, like, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you can have a very good life here.